Hello everyone, my name is Brennan Coomer, and in this video I'm going to give you an overview of my Blackboard course I'm going to design. It is intended for 7th grade social studies students. The course is titled World History and Geography, and specifically this course is going to focus on a unit on World War II. All right, so some of the activities to be used in Blackboard for this unit include a wiki. This wiki serves as a group project similar to what we've been doing in our course, and ultimately it's going to serve as a class repository knowledge base over various World War II topics. So this was specifically chosen because it helps break the students into groups and they can be working on one web page, whereas a discussion forum, which technically you could use for this, would be much more individual. Students can't be working on the same discussion post at the same time. A wiki is also great because it's really easy to read and come back to, and it flows pretty seamlessly together, whereas a discussion forum would require lots of clicking into these different sessions and would not be as easy for the students to go back and reference. So the idea on this project is that students research different demographic groups that were affected by World War II, and they report out their findings in their own page on the wiki. So at the end, we have a whole collective pool of information the students can use for a culminating project and a knowledge base. So in terms of higher order thinking, the activities that I've selected here are more than create, evaluate, and analyze levels. So another activity external tool here would be to create an infographic that would be about different World War II factors, mainly the causes of World War II and some of the battles. So basically a by the numbers project. And they could use Pictochart to do this. Pictochart has templates, so that's a great reason to use it. It's great to give beginners and experts a good starting point and something to go off of. But Pictochart is actually a higher order thinking tool as well, because to do this project, students are going to be looking at qualitative information in a text format, and recreating it and redoing their own interpretation of this description information and putting it in a quantitative sense with numbers. I have an example on here that I created as an exemplar for this project for students to give them an idea. Plus, it's interdisciplinary because it uses some math and graph analysis. Another example here would be to create a website using Google Sites. Again, Google Sites is one that's approved for children under the age of 13, which 7th graders are sometimes 12 to 13 years of age. So this is great in that sense. But it's also ideal because it gives students some website design experience at a very basic level. Again, there's templates here for students to start with. But what's great about a website, especially Google Sites, is you have choice in what you can put on it. Students don't have to be master coders or experts in web design to be able to create a well-polished website. And in this project, they'll be creating a website that shows information they've learned, basically serving as a digital virtual museum for a topic related to World War II. That information is gleaned from the Zoom interviews that we have with experts, as well as the readings and resources that go along with this particular unit and course. They can create multiple pieces in here, and everything they're creating in the website is something they've made their own. They're not using something and copying and pasting it over. So again, kind of engaging in that higher order thinking aspect of Bloom's with creating something from scratch. Student tech know-how is also hard to gauge when you're scattered in different places. You can't quite literally read the room like you can in other settings. So it'd be helpful for the teacher to plan and put as much self-help resources and documentation in the course up front, so students don't have to come and ask the teacher for questions all the time or get lost. Note-taking, too, is something that's very important in social studies. It's a lot of people, places, and things to remember and organize, and it might not be in the student's best interest to take notes digitally, even though it's in an online class. So it'd be important for the teacher to remind the students that even though the class is digital, they can take notes on pencil and paper if they need to. It also would be essential that the teacher, again, plan those resources and guides up front so that everyone gets what they need instead of retroactively doing this. And it might be time-consuming for the teacher to do this and learn these tools, but again, I think it helps all the students in the end if they have an expert at hand to answer their questions.